One of my favorite materials to use in home decor and craft projects is raffia. And the company was kind enough to send me these 2 rolls of raffia. They come as a set. It's a total of over 240 yards of raffia. That is a lot of raffia. This is gonna last me a long time. But I wanted to show you a few different ways that I use it. I make cards, so I can use this just like it is, cut off a small piece, and then tie a bow. Let's see. Here we go. So you can make little tiny bows using this. I'm going to also show you how you can make bigger bows. Now this one's got a little twisted up, but that's okay. But here's a little tiny bow, and you can shape it however you want it. There we go. And I'm going to even this up. There we go. And then I can put this right on here like it's holding the flowers, and I'm going to use a glue dot. Stick this right on here. But I use this on cards pretty often, so I'm going to stick that on with a glue dot. You could also wrap the card in raffia, but this is perfect for things that have a lot of neutral colors, boho, farmhouse style, shabby chic style. But you know, I could use this just like this and then tie it in a bow or a knot right here and then have it on the edge. So lots of great ways to use this in scrapbooking and card making. So the other way that you can use this is to unravel it. And you can see I have done a part here. Before you unravel it, it's about 1/4 inch thick. Once you unravel it, it's like, I think it's 1.5 inches, 1 3/4. It could tear. Like I had a little place in here that had a little hole in it that I tore. But for the most part, it unravels really easily. You can see it'll unravel without much trouble. So let me go ahead and unravel the rest of this piece. Oops, we got a little spot there where it's hung up. There we go. So you can see I tore a little bit of a hole there. It's not going to be noticeable once I tie this in a bow. And then, you know, if you only wanted it this thickness, you could just unravel it that much. Or like at the beginning here, I unraveled it all the way. So this is very versatile. It is biodegradable, so you could use this outside. You know, maybe you had some flower pots you wanted to decorate or a wreath outside. It will eventually break down in the weather. Or sometimes I will add pieces like this to netting, and the birds will get it and put it in their nests. Okay, so here we go. There is that unraveled. And then I have a gift bag here. Let's move that out of the way. So I can just tie this in a bow on my gift bag. If you're not good at bows, you can tie a knot. You could hang something on here, you know, if you had some kind of a charm or something. Whoops, I might be out of frame. Or some kind of charm you could hang on here. And then, there we go. Oops, let me get this opened up a little bit so it's the same width as the rest of it. There we go, that's better. Oh, braid. And then I can just tie this in a bow. You can also, there we go, we have a nice bow. You could also use this just like regular ribbon and make a large bow, you know, like a bow with loops. That would be very easy to do. You could either tie it with a thin piece of raffia, or you could tie it with wire like you do regular bow. So let's set that aside. You could also use this for gift wrapping. So let me find the middle of this. This is pretty close. So this is a little box, and I'm just gonna add some raffia here. Once again, you could tie something on there if you had something to tie, a little ornament. At Christmas, you could use this and tie little ornaments on packages. I could leave this thin like I have it, or I could open it up like I did on the gift bag, but you can see there's a bigger bow. Or if I want to pull the tails, I can make it smaller. I can shape it however I want. I'm going to trim these back a little bit. Let's see. Let's do about that length. So there you have a nice bow. So you could wrap your presents in craft paper or something neutral and then use this raffia for bows. Like I said, there's so much on these rolls that this is going to last you a really long time. Here is, I'm going to show you how to use it in your home decor. This would also be great. This is an old jelly jar that was my grandmother's. If you have old jars or something you're going to use for a wedding or a party and it has a rustic theme or farmhouse, shabby chic, boho style. Let's see, I've cut 3 lengths and I'm going to leave them gathered, you know, just like they are. I'm not going to undo them. And then wrap them around the jar. There we go. And you could do this with just one. You wouldn't have to do all 3. I could tie this in a knot like this, just like a loose knot, and then trim these if I wanted to. You could braid this. There are so many options, different ways to do this. I cut these long enough. I think I will be able to tie a bow. So let's give that a try. But these would be great for party favors, party decorations. You can add this to wreaths. Whoops, we can add it to wreaths. There we go. I'm gonna trim these tails off here a little bit. There we go. And then, whoops, I'm gonna stay on. There we go. And then we have a nice bow to decorate this. You could add this to candles. Of course, you wouldn't burn an open candle around this, but if you had a candle in a jar, or if you wanted to just wrap the candle for decoration that you weren't going to light. But anyway, these are a really good value, and like I have said before, these are going to last you a long time, and there's so much that you can do with these.